Am I the asshole? My F29 sisters, F43 husband, M50-ish, blamed me for his 2-long-year affair and now I'm not going home for Christmas. For a bit of context, I already had a rocky relationship with my family, particularly my mother, F63, and this sister. So my sister, let's call her Rose, married this guy, Jeff, several years ago. A couple of years ago, Rose started receiving messages from a burner Instagram account saying her husband was cheating on her. She brushed it off for a long time thinking it was just some troll, and carried on with her life, happily married. Then, several months ago I got a phone call from my mother where she began the conversation with "How long have you known about Jeff's affair?" After I denied any knowledge, she explained that Jeff had told Rose about his affair and that the woman was threatening to ruin his marriage. The woman claimed that she and I were really close friends, and I knew everything about their affair and could ruin my sister's life with the intel I had fed her. She alleged that she knew me because I was blackmailing one of her friends, and she was one of the people warning me off. But somehow this has turned into a friendship where I tell her all my sister's secrets. As my mother was clearly going to ring my sister straight after her call with me, it's her usual form. I explained I knew nothing about it, and if I had I would have told Rose in an instant, then carried on with my day, but remained stressed about it. I was updated in dribs and drabs by my mother for the next few days, and finally received a text off of Rose saying that there was some stuff being said about me and that I needed to sort it out. Then she blocked my number and deleted me from everything. So, at the end of my workday I rang her to straighten things out, and she began the conversation by saying that she was my big sister and no matter what I've done she'll never judge me and will always be there for me, which was sweet, but entirely misguided. So, I explained the same to her as I did to my mother. She seemed to accept my explanation, and I told her that if she needed anything she could come to me but I would give her time to sort her marriage out if she'd prefer. I haven't heard from her since. Since then, aside from a brief period of contact when my stepdad was in hospital, and a couple of texts updating me on big family things, i.e. deaths etc., I haven't had any contact with my mother either. Last night, I got a phone call from Jeff while at a friend's birthday party. He asked if I was going to my mother's for Christmas. I said no, and he actually dared to ask me why. I explained that I was at a friend's, so I didn't want to get into it right then, but there were a myriad of reasons that he was aware of. He then said he'd call me today, and hasn't. While I don't feel guilty for not going home for Christmas, I know my family will try to make me feel bad. So basically, yeah, am I the asshole?